warm welcome to Michelle Duffy Rudden, and Michelle is the Secretary of Cavan Chamber. You're very welcome. I'm sure you're very busy.
We sure are, yeah. We have a stand here today and we're very busy all day. It's great.
Yeah. So Cavan Chamber has a lot of work to do to look after all the businesses in Cavan Town and get their best interests at heart. A lot of work is done by the shopkeepers in town. They get involved in, maybe you would say, the politics, or they get involved in a lot of things that go on around Cavan.
Yeah, for sure. And there's the same problems. Every business faces the same problems
as well.
So people face challenges and struggles when they're starting up a business or continuing a business, or maybe fighting a threat like Brexit or something that's unprecedented but is a big problem. And I think when people work together, though, they don't feel so alone in trying to face those problems, and sometimes a few heads are better than one, and sometimes it's just the solidarity of knowing that we're not on our own.
Cavan Town, we were just speaking earlier about Cavan is one main street, and I was just talking to Brendan Jennings and to Andy Pearce before that, and we were saying it'd be lovely if we could get Cavan into sort of like a big arcade, like one big happy shopping arcade would be really nice. But that'd be the ultimate to get everybody behind on something like that, wouldn't it really?
Just put a roof on the town.
Yeah, it would. It'd be really, really nice.
And when you see something like today where it is in this lovely indoor arena, there's the three areas, it is lovely when people can experience something like that all in one place. Yeah.
So the work at Cavan Chamber, I know it comes to the fore when we worked very well, although they had to work very well during the 3 years that we had the FLA. The town really got behind it, and Cavan Town excelled itself at that stage. And then, of course, with every St. Patrick's Day, we try to get Cavan to have its parade, Cavan Town have its parade, and it's brought to the attention all over the world via Cavan Irish Web TV. Things like that are great, but Cavan Chamber is working behind the door, at things you can't see. And
that's true, yeah. So I mean, sometimes our members have issues, and we're there to help them to lobby to make changes if it does turn political. We're not a political entity, but we certainly would have links with the county council or whatever needs be.
Local councillors,
and there's so many different issues that face traders day to day, and then there's the big kind of macro issues like economic stuff or
Brexit,
political stuff. Nobody can do that by themselves. So it's only when there's power in numbers and you come together as a network and you try and thrash things out and see what solution could we come to as a group.
Yeah, we have a scary time of it. I'm not trying to scare people out there. I'm not trying to be a damn squib on a nice sunny parade, but we have a scary time ahead of us with the Brexit, because we're very near the border. I think at the nearest stage we're 12 miles away from the border. But having said all that, Michelle, we've lived through a hard border before, and we've come through it.
Yeah, so obviously I didn't grow up near that border, and I've never had to run a business facing any sort of a threat of there not being such free and open trade as we have right now. I think the biggest problem with Brexit is that nobody knows what the problem is going to be. Nobody still knows.
We just don't
unbelievable, but August and we still don't know what it's going to look like. So you kind of need to be prepared for several different eventualities. But people have faced actually worse things economically than Brexit.
Crashes and all sorts of things.
Recessions and
boom,
diseases and all sorts of things that affected their food chain and loads of different things, and we've survived them. And what helps people to survive terrible weather events or political, social, economic things is when they work together. You look at what happens, and everybody comes out and digs each other out, literally sometimes, when there is some sort of a disaster like that. So I have great faith in Cavan people that they will work together on whatever it's going to look like.
Well done. So some of the good things that Cavan Chamber does, so you want to talk about your vouchers. You're saying people aren't very aware of these fabulous vouchers.
I don't think enough people are aware of them, for sure. So there's a Cavan Chamber voucher, which is accepted in over 100 businesses. So it's a great way of keeping money local. So if you wanted to gift something to somebody and you've no idea what to buy them, and you don't want to put cash in a card, you can buy a Cavan Chamber voucher. You can buy them on our website, and you can buy them from the office on Church Street. And you're then giving somebody a gift.
And it's a choice.
Of whatever they want to get for themselves in Cavan. And then that trader receives that voucher, and it circulates all within Cavan. So it's a great way of keeping money local and helping people to shop local and encourage that. It's also something that up to a certain point. If a company wants to gift their employees in a bonus or something like that, it's not taxable as benefit in kind up to, I think it's €250. So it's a great way of them not to just be given cash. I know cash is the voucher that can be used anywhere, but it's a lovely thing to appreciate your local community and try and keep that money local, because then that person spends that locally and it just all stays in our community.
Well, to get back to the Taste of Cavan, and we are at this very moment enjoying a fantastic Taste of Cavan 2019. A lot of hard work went into this, to getting this festival right here and now, Michelle, and you can see it's evident, and it's really paid off. It's a great festival.
It has, and the atmosphere here is lovely. So as directors of the chamber, we're all taking it in turns there to man the stand. We have a raffle filled with lovely goods from Cavan businesses. We also have a raffle ticket in a raffle prize, only in Cavan. So the GAA win a house raffle. They've sponsored a ticket for their raffle in our hamper.
Brilliant.
So we're very busy on that table selling raffle tickets today.
Yeah.
We also have a brochure there with all the sales that are on in Cavan Town, and that's a 10-day event. That's not just for the 2 days Taste of Cavan. There's all sorts of offers and sales on.
Of course, we must mention at that stage, at the moment, and we did mention in the last interview, is the Cavan Food Trail is on at the moment.
Yeah, that's the third day.
Each day there are different cafes and restaurants are offering a fantastic plate for just €5 for all over the duration of the Taste of Cavan.
Even Sunday,
and even Sunday.
Yeah.
So make sure you're out and about around Cavan to ask for the Taste of Cavan Food Trail, €5 for a plate, and you won't be sorry. Well done. So I'd like to say thank you very much to Michelle Duffy Rudden, just talking to us and telling us all about the work of Cavan Chamber. Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks, Áine.